everybody to my first how-to video. In this video I'm going to show you how to install the Foller vehicle system guide wire. I'm going to use an old cupboard or a dresser, I don't even know what you're supposed to call it. The purpose for this is actually got a practical purpose for me. When I build these vehicles myself, just a small space just to test them, see if the steering racks work, see if the motors work, and the little drawers also to put my spares in, which I never had. It's usually all over the garage and places which I can't find them. So I'm going to go find all of them and stick them in the drawers. So when I'm busy with a vehicle, one current project, spare parts, and then probably a spider or two that will move in. In this video, it's not the right way, I suppose, to install the guiding wire, but it's my way of doing it. I know a lot of us in the hobby, a lot of the stuff's expensive, especially the tools from the manufacturers. This is just my take on doing it. I'm not shooting down the manufacturers for their parts and stuff. It makes it easier with their tools, but in this case it's just how I do it, and it works for me. It works well. Later on in the series, in this Foller series, give you my take on making stop and goes, intersection, traffic lights. That's where Arduino is going to come into play. So yeah, up next, how I did it, and enjoy the video. See you at the end. So this is what I used, an old nightstand or drawer donated my kids. Now before we start, we're just going to put a little Foller MAN on top of a dresser cupboard, whatever you want to call it, with the wheels turned to one side, and make sure that it free runs completely, that it stays in the radius of a circle I want to cut. Now this is important to take into account, because if your turning radius is too sharp, the little car truck can't follow the wire, and then it will keep running off the surface or the layout. Before we start, we're going to have to find the center first of the surface of a layout. Now for this, I use some string and a cross section from edge to edge, and in the middle I mark it with a marker, or as locally known as a koki. I don't know why it's called a koki, it's just a koki. Making a little dot. Then after that, I'll use one of the strings to tie it to a screwdriver, and then the other end to the marker. So I can attempt to turn, well, not to turn, to draw a circle where we're going to cut our groove for the guiding wire. A little bit of tape is on there, so it can't fall off or come loose. And make a little loop-de-loop to fit on the marker, or henceforth known as the koki. Yeah, it's quite a mission with large sausage-like fingers like mine to make little knots and little things, but we just do it. Just to twist it up. Twisty, twisty, twisty. Then I'm going to grab my little DAF, 1:87 scale 1. 1:87 is 1:87. So I'm going to mark the center there, more or less, where the steering arm will follow the wire. And the other side as well. Now it's important to note that I made a small miscalculation here. Although the thing wasn't free running, I managed to stuff up the drawing of a circle a couple of times, especially as you can see there on the right. And Now for the next step, I'm going to use my trusty rotary tool with a V-groove route cutter. So I've carefully tried to measure to cut the right height of the grooves. The wire I'm using is 0.75 millimeters thick. So on another piece of wood, which I haven't included in the video, measured it until only a little piece of the wire extrudes. Next is a sped up sequence of me cutting the grooves. It's important to be patient when doing this and have lots of light so you can see where you're cutting. And I'm speaking of experience because I'm quite an impatient man. We're adjusting out all the sawdust. Now it's important to note I don't throw a lot of things away, like the sawdust and what I'll collect for further model projects. Stuff like that comes in quite handily every time. Let's cut it, sweepy, 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 sweepy. On to the next. Now for the next bit, I used, like I said earlier, 0.75 galvanized steel binding wire. This is, you can easily get it in your hardware shop. Then Cubond super glue. I'm in love with this stuff. That with a powder, but I will keep the wire in place. Now these are quite freely available in South Africa. I know you can use super glue and baking soda as well to make a rock hard bonding agent. And then just a hard sand, a soft sanding pad. Now I'm going to do first is just to sand over the grooves where I cut, just to make the surface flat. If you don't do this, you'll have little bits of wood sticking out, which will ruin your day later, especially when adding the glue mix compound to place the wire down. You're going to have to at the end sand a lot more to get it smooth with the surface. Blowing it out there, putting it back in its slot. Now we're going to start with Mr. Wire. I always like to start at the closest edge to me and then try not to be impatient while gluing it. In the beginning it's always perfect to start gluing something down, but as you get further away or it becomes longer, start to lose patience, and then you tend to make a little cock up. Let's just call it for what it is. Now first put a little bit powder. Gonna put my finger to rub it down as far as I can to a wood surface, and then just 1 or 2 drops of my super glue. Now this sets quite fast if you use the powder in 10 seconds, so keep that in mind. When you see you're about to make a stuff up or make a mistake, rather clean it off and start over, because if the bonding agent gets underneath the wire, again you're back to square one. And just sped up angle, me doing it. I won't put you through the torture of watching me doing this for extended time. I've already tortured myself enough to get it on. As you'll see, I've used a piece of metal even to hold the wire flat while I glue it in place. You don't have to do this. It's just because it's cut in a V and not a straight line, the wire will extrude a bit up. Next up, I take P100 grit sanding paper to sand the surface smooth. It's nice and rough and takes away a lot of material. Afterwards, I'll go back to my soft sanding pad to test it. Let's put the little MA on and it goes. Gonna fall off? Nope, it's not. It's following the wire. Still a bit of sanding down to do. You can see it's a bit hakerig, as we would say in Afrikaans. But it's there. it's following it quite nicely. You're probably wondering about the whole left bottom. That's for a later project. I got a little bit carried away. Will be up and coming in the next video. Left and right, turning nice. Fantastic. And there you have it. That's how I do installation of a Vollack guide wire. Later on, I'll add some scenery stuffs to the cupboard itself. It's just 1 or 2 experiments I'm still busy with. Stop and goes and so on will be shown in a later video. And yeah, thanks for watching. If you like this video, please recommend it to others. Subscribe. If you want to click the bell, or be like me, don't click the bell, because I find it super annoying every 2 minutes new YouTube notification. I want to go search on my own time. But if you want to, you want. If you don't want to, that's fine anyway. Until next time, enjoy your day.